Hey, friends. Good to see you guys. Okay, so we're doing a stream this morning. I've got a few things that that I'd like to talk about, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on which thing we should talk about. So that's the plan today. I want to get an idea of what you guys want to talk about. I think maybe chat should go over here, so it looks like I'm looking at you guys when I'm looking at you guys. Hey, Edward. Yeah, please don't forget to leave a like. Dead on YouTube. Any ETA on monster stat blocks being in the Dropbox? As soon as I can. So today, one of the things I want to do is I want to start doing the actual layout of the Monsters and More book. I'm not going to be able to get through all the layout, but I have many pages of. So I have the initial manuscript laid out for Monsters and More of maybe 98% of the stat blocks. So I want to see one if we have space to add more monsters, because I'm finding that there's a lot more monster groups and monsters that I wanted to add, but I've already got way more than I thought I would have. I think we're like just shy of 400 monsters. So I'm gonna do some initial layout, so I can estimate how many are going to fit, but also have space for all the new rules and bastions and Earth's Magic School and all the other stuff that we have. Or if we need to make the book bigger, Titans and all that. So I'd like to do some of those things today. So the first thing that I wanted to talk with you guys about is one spell in particular. Someone mentioned sort of offhandedly about the spell Summon Greater Shadow, and whether or not that should be like a Shadowmancer only thing. I feel like it kind of should. That is sort of like their own special thing. Like I wouldn't want everybody who had access to Radiant School to be able to summon a spirit companion, or like a greater spirit companion. That feels weird. So ET on Monsters Tab Blocks soon. I have started posting some of them on Patreon, and I planned on posting more on Patreon yesterday. Just unformatted, just like a text document. But I feel like people who back the Kickstarter, they would say like, "Hey, I didn't pay for a text document. I paid for a book," and like it'll confuse people. So I want to have it a bit further along, pretty close to final. Like each section, I'm not gonna wait till everything's done, but I want to have like each section finalized and release that as we go and get feedback on that. So I want to have it a little bit further along before I start sending it out and confusing people. Yeah, morning, fellow humans. Edward, yeah, doing good. Kids are a little bit sick this week, a little bit grouchy, a little bit tired and on edge, but they're doing good. We're all blessed. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like, so if you imagine the page, it's gonna be like the header, like this is the Titan, here's the lore about them, and then like all the different parts. So like all the different, so like all 4 or 5 or however many stat blocks for that monster are gonna be here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to work on it. Dinosaurs, yeah, I don't even have dinosaurs yet. I mean, I have like a swamp raptor and like just a few that are with other groups, but monsters and more and more and more. Monsters and even more. um, okay, so let's start with. I think we have like 397 or something like that. I think we have like 397 monsters so far. So a bit more than the 250 I anticipate. So some of those are the same ones from the GM guide, but like bigger, more expanded. So yeah, let's take a look at. Let's see. Okay, this is still working. Let's take a look at the. The Necrotic school. Am I thinking of more magic schools? And why? Why doesn't it? Let me see. So if I copy, paste. There we go. It's working. Okay. Am I thinking of more magic schools? No, I'm not. There's Earth Magic, and then like I feel like the magic schools are complete at that point. So no. Okay, so with Necrotic, what kind of spells do we have? What kind of spells do we have? I want to see if there's any niche that is unrepresented, and we can create a spell with that in mind. So maybe we'll create a new spell while we're live here on stream. So I've enticed. This is sort of like a low damage utility spell that can move people tactically into a place that you want. Withering Touch, a short range, high damage spell with a little bit of utility. Hey Brandon, good to see you, man. We have Shadow Trap, like something that you can set up. Let me make this bigger so I can now I can read it. A bit of utility, high damage, but like it requires them to like move to you. So like this is sort of like a combo with Entice and Shadow Trap, similar to how Flame Dart and Ignite are sort of like an internal combo. And then between Necrotic and Radiant, we have Rebuke and Withering Touch as like an internal combo. So I really like those kinds of things. Then we have Dread Visage or Visage. Abuji, hey, good to see you. When attacked and defend. Okay, so this is like a defensive thing. Vampiric Greed. Hide. So this is like the AoE spell. So if you look at fire, this is the Pyroclasm. The Pyroclasm sort of analog here. High damage. AoE with a drawback. With big drawback, but big upside also. So Greater Shadow is the tier 4 spell. So there isn't a... So we go tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no tier 8 or 9 necrotic spells. So this is like fire equivalent to Fiery Embrace or Arctic Blast. So AoE type of things, I think, is what we're looking for. Electrickery, it's some sort of utility thing here. Electrickery or Electrocharge. Cool utility, like a buff or a reaction thing. I don't hate that. I feel like lightning should have more reactions than others because it's like fast. So probably not a reaction spell, but maybe some utility or AoE thing. Eye of the Storm. What level was it? Tier 4. Eye of the Storm. It can move them, or a big AoE damaging thing, but it requires like some interesting setup. Or we have 4 and 5. Here, Condemn and Vengeance, 2 very big damaging spells, but they have certain needs and requirements. So Greater Shadow. So what kind of spell would we want? I think some sort of cool utility thing, or maybe this could be a buff. Maybe this could be like a party buff or a cool self buff. Maybe it could be a cool self buff that not Necrotic School could use. I feel like a necrotic buff would like require something of you, but then give you this cool thing. So here's what we're gonna do. So this is not something that I have planned out, but I want to show you how we think of it because this is the first idea that I had. The first idea that I had. We'll go to scryfall.com, go to advanced search. So you can find inspiration for spells or abilities or different things anywhere. From movies or books or other RPGs or other games or like whatever. So what I'm gonna do, so this is like a search engine for Magic the Gathering. You don't have to know how this works at all or anything, but I just sort of want to show you how I would think about this, how I would start doing some research. I think I want to self buff. And Necrotic is sort of like the black, it's sort of like the black mana school or spell school. So I want to have, the type is going to be an aura, because that like an aura is a card that you play on your creature that like buffs them or does something. Okay, let's just search up a bunch of black auras. Let's see if we get any cool ideas. Spells your opponents cast that target a cursed witch cost 1 less to cast. When a cursed witch dies, return it to the battlefield. Ooh, okay. So what if, like, look at that art too, man. Ugh. So what if we had a spell that you could cast on yourself or cast on an ally, like Second Life, when you would gain when you would drop to 0 and die, then like you get this cool form. So it's something that you have to do beforehand, or maybe it's something that you cast on yourself, like some sort of undeath spell. That the next time you would die, maybe it lasts for an hour. Maybe it lasts like for a really long time. Um, like already, like the very first thing that we have, like this, it's a creature, and like it's not really. Oh, it's an aura too. Okay, that's why it came up. Spells you cast that target enchanted player cost 1 less to cast. Okay, so what if we did something like this? What if this was like Second Life or Undeath or some sort of spell like that? When you die, regain all your hit points, or like when you die, like come back to life. But with like a maximum of 2 actions, or every action, you come back to life with X number of hit points. But every action that you take costs 2 actions, or every action that you take costs 10 hit points. Also, something cool like that. That would be cool. I don't want to say things like unholy or sacrament. I want to avoid like real world religious connotation. So I don't want. I want it's necrotic. It's not necessarily unholy or sacramental or anything like that. I want to avoid any kind of real world connotations. So something like that would be powerful and cool. So do we cast it only on ourselves, which would feel cool, or do we cast it? Could we cast it on a willing ally? And this being a spell that you could cast, and it lasts. Like all day. It lasts until you sleep, but you can only cast it on one person. Maybe this is sort of like some sort of ritual or something. That could be cool. Is he coming back to life, a revenants thing? So this would be a little bit different. So yes, that is their thing. But like the Zephyr, they do things with wounds, but so do other classes. So this like everybody's Venn diagram doesn't have to be just a circle. Like there can be some overlap as long as it's not too much. Okay, so that is one cool idea. I don't hate that idea. I didn't mean to click on it. Alien symbiosis. Creature gets +1/+1, so it's stronger. It has menace. That means like you have to have multiple creatures to block it, so it can't be blocked. You can cast it from your graveyard. Okay. Put a 1/1 counter on it. Ancestral Vengeance. Okay, so an ally you control gets stronger, an enemy gets weaker. That's interesting. Like you're stealing their juice. Take wounds from allies. That is an Oathbreaker thing. That is a very very specifically Oathbreaker thing. For non-conquer spells. Okay, let's keep looking. Animate graveyard. Enchant your graveyard. Okay, I don't want to mess with any of that. It deals 2 damage to artifacts, controllers each time it tapped. Okay, so maybe something like some sort of debuff. All right, so let's start cooking, guys. When you would drop to 0 HP. Should the duration be 1 hour? It would sort of be the first spell like that. Touch one creature when they would drop to 0 hit points, they return with X HP instead. Each action they perform costs with X temp HP instead. Something like that. I think that might be cool. That might be cool. Okay. So that was the first idea. The second idea, what was the second idea? Okay, so we can, let me swap the position of these two. And if you guys want to see, this is the rough layout of the book so far, like the rough table of contents. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. This is a rough table of contents. This is just like the first pass of it. So there's gonna be like ubiquitous monsters, and maybe I won't call it that. Maybe it'll just be like goblins, bandits, orcs, enemy heroes, fae, kobolds, snakemen, dungeon denizens, and that's a really big category. Fire domain, big category. Aberrations, big category. So a lot of these categories are very, very big. Hill and field, swamp and bog, coast and sky, forest, horrors and cultists from beyond. I think this one might join one of the other ones because right now this is only the slod because I didn't know where to put them. Magical domain, spooky domain. It's like undead and vampires and werewolves and that kind of thing. City and town, underground, Iron Legion. Iron Legion might just be like up here with these guys. That is hobgoblins, like so armies and things. And then we have Earth Magic Companions, Mounts, Bastions, Dungeoneering, Solo Rules, Skill Challenges, Random Monster Generator, Secret Martial Techniques, and I think maybe like the Random Monster Generator is going to be like up here, closer to the Secret Martial Techniques and Secret Spells. So that's the current thinking of where things are. Okay, so maybe this could be like a debuff whenever the creature moves. Whenever a creature does a thing, they take damage. Okay, so immediately this makes me concerned about legendary monsters because they take a lot more. A lot more actions. So it probably can't be that. Probably can't be that. Artificer's Hex. Okay, destroy a creature. Enchant creature, it gets +1/+3 and death touch. So an enchantment that lets you like increases your hit points or your armor, your survivability, and when you deal damage in melee, like it does this special thing. That might be cool. Some sort of death touch kind of thing. Let's see, what are you guys thinking? This is going to be for this would be, if we do it, for a tier 4. You could look in, so like people tell me this kind of thing all the time. Like I don't have time to like, if you have a bullet point or two, feel free to share. Yeah, that might be cool. You don't die at 0, but when you take damage, it's permanent. It reduces your max hit points instead. At 0 hit points, you can't be revived. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Give 2 hit points when hits takes damage, as long as you have. Yeah, something like that. Umbral Cloak. Deep purple aura that drains hit points each round. The buff exists. Yeah, like I want to avoid like damage over time things. Just in general. Ugh, this one's yucky looking. I want to avoid things that you have to track. Things that have to trigger and happen. That's fine. But I do want to avoid damage over time thing. Just because it's easier for a video game and harder for a TTRPG. Armor of Agatha? Is it Agathis? Armor of Agathis I've heard of. Armor of Agathis? Is that what you're talking about? You hit you melee, you take 5 cold damage. We already have like a defensive thing. Yeah, maybe. How about a field spell like Graveyard that buffs allies in the graveyard and is detrimental to enemies? That could be cool. Deathly Embrace. Yeah, we have Fiery Embrace. Maybe it could be like a Graves Embrace. Graves Embrace. This could be... Friendly creatures gain 2x speed here. That's interesting start of an idea. Pay life for card advantage as well as discard. Yep. Yeah. Pay hit points. Yeah. So drawing cards is basically more actions. Paying life is paying life. I want to be careful about consuming hit dice to not heal. All right. Target opponent discards 2 cards. So that would be like sort of dazing an enemy. Enchanted creature has lifelink. I don't want to do lifelink kind of stuff. I don't think. Enchanted creature, when a creature dies, that creature's controller loses life equals to its toughness. So like enchanted enemy, when they die, they explode and deal damage to an enemy, to another one of their allies. That might be fun. Binding Agony. That's kind of cool. The Blessing of Leeches. So this would be like a reaction. This beginning of your upkeep, lose 1 life. Okay. I kind of like the coming back to life thing. That feels pretty cool and spooky. I like the idea of like maybe like whenever you so like you have your regular hit point bar, and then like as you take damage, that ticks down, and then when you die or when you drop to 0, this brings you back to full. But when you take damage, that lowers your max hit points by that much instead. That could be interesting. I don't love changing max hit points because like like after you like until you safe rest or something, like you get it back when you safe rest. I would rule it that way. But like, oh, did I have 72 hit points or did I have 62 hit points? Like after we safe rest. I don't want someone to like forget how many hit points they had, like the max hit points. Hmm. Maybe just a really hard debuff. Wither attacks against an enemy gain 3x advantage for the next X attacks. That could be cool. I like the idea of having a buff. We don't have a buff for necrotic spells yet. And shepherds and shadowmancers would like to have a buff. I feel like necrotic would buff you also. But it's got to be a spicy one. I want to avoid that. I want to avoid bottomless healing. Allies can pay 1 hit point per space to move for free. Enemies suffer 1 damage per space. That's cool. Like grasping hands, like they're pushing you along, pinching you, and then like they're just pinching the bad guys. And an action can be. I'd be worried about like that would incentivize going Nova a little bit too much, maybe. They cannot regain hit points. Maybe. Maybe. It's a cool idea. There is a Shadowmancer subclass that already has that. Yep. Changing max hit points to like temp HP is fine. But level drain and changing your stats and all that, it's like super challenging. I would avoid purgatory again. I want to avoid real world connotations or things that people actually believe in, like religiously speaking. You know, obviously that's not in the Bible, but like, you know, people in certain religions, you know, do believe in that kind of thing. Like Death Ward, yeah, that's fine. I might call it something different other than Death Ward. I kind of like this idea. Let's cook on this idea. Let's cook on this buff. Second Life, I don't like that. I think that used to be like a video game or something. Take wounds in exchange for healing. Yeah, maybe like wounds. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's think about this one first. What if when you heal back up, you heal max number of wounds instead of back to full health? No. I don't. Second Life is an MMO. Yeah, I thought it might have been. Yeah, exchange. Give something to get something. Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Should it be a duration thing, or should this be a reaction? Okay, so the good thing about duration is, like, you know, you put it on the tank, and like the tank, you expect the tank to go down, and they do, and then they're back, hooray! Like that's cool. You can plan ahead for it. But like if you put it on like the one character and they never go down, like, and then like you just never use this. So if it's a reaction, I think that might be a little bit more rewarding, to where like this is something you have in your pocket and you could just pull it out, you know? Yeah, in 5e, monsters roll to hit against a hero's AC. In Nimble, monsters just roll their damage. So in Nimble, you just roll the damage, and you say, Joe the hero, you're taking 10 damage, and then Joe the hero, he can say, I'm going to defend, or he can say, I'll just take it. No, I want it to be cool. Like, this is a tier 4 spell. This is a big deal. Like, it shouldn't. Yeah, a reaction. I like having it as a reaction, maybe a reaction. And a willing creature reaction. Reach. What is the reach on some of these other spells? Reaction. Reach up to 8. Reach 8. Yeah, we'll do reach 8. When a willing creature would drop to 0 hit points, grant them X temp HP instead. Grant them X temp HP first. Okay, so they don't drop to 0. So like this should be a big amount of temp HP. This feels spicy. Yeah, this feels spicy. Okay, so what if like the amount of temp HP it gives you is like a lot? Like what? So, all right. What if this spell gave you like 100 temp HP, just like some stupid amount, so some huge amount of temp HP, and then at the end of combat, however many temp HP you have left, you take that much damage. That could be cool. however many hit points you have remaining, you just take that much damage. So it's like, I've got to use this now, you know. That could be cool. So like if you save a mage, but like mage doesn't want to. Like the mage is like, all right, now I need to take a bunch of damage, guys. Otherwise, I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. That could be fun. I don't want allies like attacking you. To bring down the temp HP. Vigor Mortis. I do like that. That is funny. I think that's a fun idea. Like how many temp HP you have, you take that much damage. I think it might make some really weird play patterns. Like, no, wait, keep that goblin at 1 hit point until we like hit the mage enough to where. Yeah, I think I don't like that. Oh, that's interesting. Instead of temp HP, perhaps allow a person to go into dying, but suffer none of its detrimental effects. They still die at X wounds, but can use 3 actions without issue. I like that. That's really cool. So rather than like, yeah, I'd rephrase it like this. They ignore all of its. They ignore all of its detrimental effects on their actions. That's cool. That is cool. Is it good enough? So like this, maybe we will call it Vigor Mortis. that is a clever name. No, I don't think so. Because like, okay, you start with 6 wounds. Okay, so you so basically like the wounds are like a secondary hit point pool. Okay. Okay. Say you normally have like 30 hit points, and you drop to 0, and you have 6 wounds. You take 1 wound. Then now you could take 10 damage, 10 damage, 10 damage, 10 damage, right? So like this is like, so like you take 10 damage. Oh, well, I guess that would be 2 more wounds. So you could take 2 more hits, or 1 hit and 1 crit and then die. So I think instead of temp HP, it should be. Taking damage while dying causes 1 fewer wounds. That might be cool. So you start with 6, and you take 1. Start with 6, you drop to 0, and you get Vigor Mortis. Vigor Mortis, I love that name. You take damage. Oh, you get crit. So instead of 3, you take 2, and then the next damage you take, now you'll die. But you would have had like another round or 2. That feels pretty cool. That feels like a spell that I would not cast every session, but in the right circumstance, like, ooh, I'm glad I have this spell. That seems pretty cool. Maybe upcasting it. Plus 10. Maybe upcasting it grants 10 HP. I like it. What makes it necrotic? Like this is like you're able to ignore death. Like that feels like a very necrotic thing. You're still dying, but you're just able to you have this vigor even through death. Like it's a perfect name for it. Yeah. Yeah, like the mage could be like an undead tank. And like you could pick control mage and you can get access to just this spell. And like that opens up. I really like this idea. I really like this idea. This is really cool. This is a very, very cool idea. Yeah, I love people. I love it when you guys like have the same, like when we're all having sort of the same ideas together. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Okay, yeah, that's true. Sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. Um, here it is so far. Sorry, I could see the screen, but you guys can't see the screen. So they still take the 1 wound. Yeah, this is perfect. I think that this is a perfect spell. This is the perfect spell, you guys. No, not charged. Yeah, I don't. I think too many people would miss that. I'd feel juicy even more so because resurrection is a secret spell. Yeah, and this costs 4 mana. This costs 4 mana, and 1 or 2 actions, not 3. This would cost 1 or 2 actions. Yeah, I really like this. I think this is cool. I think this is cool. What do you guys think? Are we cooking? Are we there? Is it capped for safe rest? Just on it? No, I don't think any cap is needed because it does cost mana. Mana is not free. It costs you an action to do this, and like every time you drop to 0, like you gain a wound. So if you hit 0, don't you only get 1 action? Yes. So, but with this spell, you like you drop to 0, like you still retain all 3 of your actions. Um. Okay, so what I'm thinking about now is the Berserker. So can we make it better for the Berserker? So if we just say they ignore all of its negative effects on their actions, when a Berserker drops to 0, their rage ends. And they lose all their fear dice. But this way, if we say keeping their actions is huge, yeah. um, so like say a Berserker has like 5 fury dice and they drop to 0, they lose all those fury dice. But now that they are dying, then they get this cool buff. But what if the Berserker was able to like keep all their dice and they get this buff? That would be cool. What is this? Oh, that's a homeschool thing. Let's keep thinking about this. What other implications does this have for other classes? Yeah, concentration on spells. Yeah. Does Oathsworn lose judgment dice when dying? No. Free actions of Berserker though through death or rage. Let me read how that's. So Enduring Rage says they have a max of 2 actions instead of 1. What is Deathless Rage? While dying, you may suffer 1 wound to gain 1 action. No, so you would no. It says min 1, so it would cause 1 fewer wounds. So like if it would cause 3, it causes 2. If it was caught 2, it causes 1. If it causes 1, it still causes 1. No, I think it needs like they are actually dying. That's what makes it necrotic. Like Radiant would be like, oh, they don't die, but no, there's a minimum of 1. Daniel. Yeah, if like they are dying, they just ignore the dying condition. Yeah, I think this is perfect. I think this is perfect. Cool. So yeah, I think Greater Shadow is just going to be like an ability that the Shadowmancers get, maybe. Like at level 8 or whatever. What level do Shadowmancers get tier 4 things? I think it's level 8. Oh, level 10. Okay. So at level 10, they can just get Greater Shadow as a thing. Maybe like once per encounter, they can just summon a Greater Shadow. That could be cool. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, checked off. I really like that. I'm very, very happy with that. Yep, so you wouldn't need to do any strength saves when you attack. I'll work on the wording. I'll clarify the wording, but I love the name. Yep. Spell a name of the day is Vigor Mortis. Yeah, Tyler would have loved that. All right, well, let him know. Let him know. You guys go ahead and do some playtesting. Okay, cool. I really like that. Okay, so let's do a layout estimation. Let's do a quick little layout estimation. So we have Iron Legion, Underground, City, Spooky, Magical, From Beyond, Horrors, Enemy, Forest, Coast, Swamp, Hill, and Field, Aberration, Fiery Domain, Dungeon Innocence. So I'm expanding all of these so that I can do a quick little search. Okay, so if I do a search of level, so we have 392 monsters currently. 392 monsters. Yes, there are werewolves. And I particularly like how I handled lycanthropy, the disease that they could give you. It is not a buff. It is a bad thing. Okay. That is a lot, Angela, and it's not even all of them that I have planned. But at this point, I need to make sure that we have enough space for the monsters. Okay, so on average, I think we'll have 1 to 6 monsters on a single page. I think like 6 monsters, like with all the additional information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we'll have 1 to 6 monsters on a page. 1 to 6 monsters per page. And let's do some estimating here. You know what? Here, let's spreadsheet it out, guys. We don't need to do hand math like a peasant. I think I have this already somewhere, but where it is, I don't know. So we'll just do it again. Okay, so we have a total of 256 pages that we're working with. And we have 300. So by the time we have the rest of the legendary monsters, it's gonna be like 400. Let's say 410 monsters. Okay, 410 monsters. So yeah, we've got to do some math to make sure we have enough space. I think I might have the book layout thing here already. So page count. Yeah, so let's see what my initial page count was. Okay, intro and table of contents. Yeah. Okay, then we have a bunch of these things. We have Titans. Probably gonna be 8 pages maybe. Earth Magic. Yeah, I think these are probably going to be pretty close to accurate. Dungeoning rules might be fewer. Dungeoning rules is probably going to be fewer than 8. Let's say 4, because it's going to be pretty straightforward, I think. But it's going to be like dungeoneering / journey rules. Journey rules. So let's say 6. So the rules, Bastions, gonna be simple enough, I think. Skill, maybe 6 pages with art. Just to be on the safe side. Traps and hazards, it's going to be more than that. Skill challenges 4, probably more than that. Companions and hirelings, maybe 10. Mounts, it's probably gonna be 2 pages, but maybe 2 pieces of art. So yeah, we'll say 4. Then indices, it's gonna be 6. Secret spells and martial techniques, yeah, we could fit a lot on just a few pages. Okay, so this, so let's say, equals this minus that. Okay, why doesn't it work? Minus the sum of that. Okay. Sum of this, just to be clear, is 86 pages. Okay. And let's just verify that we're not forgetting something. Let's go back over here. Okay, random monster generator. Rules, we don't have that. Okay, so we need to add random. Random monster generator, and maybe the random monster generator is gonna be like in the front cover. So maybe we're not actually gonna take any pages. So yeah, I think the random monster generator is gonna be in the front cover. Like that's pretty useful information to have in the front cover. Earth magic, have it Companions, have it. Mounts, yep. Solo rules, yep. Skill challenges, got it. Secret martial techniques, okay. So we currently have 170 pages to work with monsters. Okay, that's not bad. That is a good bit because the heroes book is what. So it's just like more than 2 heroes books of just monsters. Okay, so if we're on so out of the 170 monsters, I think each one of these groups is going to have at least one big splash piece of art taking up a whole page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let's round that up to 20, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Monster full page art. Let's just round it up. Let's round it up to 22 because I like art. And then we're going to have an average of, what did we say, 1 to 6. So let's just say, like with the internal art on different pages, let's say 3. So we'll have 3 monsters per page. Okay, starting to get nervous. Why did this number go down? Oh, let's put this over here. Okay, we're gonna have 22 pages of monster art, and then we're gonna have 3 monsters. So we have 410. So this equals this divided by that. So we have 130. So we would need 136 pages to fit 3 monsters per page. Yeah, we have 148 pages. This is actually perfect. We have a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Good news, everybody. No need to panic. Dungeoneering, yeah. Hey, we did hit a lot of stretch goals. Like the very first stretch goal. Where is it? The very first stretch goal was expanded Monsters and More book. So yeah, it's probably going to be over 400. Probably not. I think those are going to be like more dedicated to the adventure itself. If we do like a Sphinx or something, then like that Sphinx would probably have like a riddle or 2 with them, because that's sort of like that goes. Companions are in there twice. Is it? Oh, sweet. We've got tons of space, guys. So what if we do this? Okay, so yeah, we need to have like 2.6. 2.6. So if we have 2.6 monsters per page on average, sometimes you'll have one legendary monster. Sometimes we'll have a few, like 4 or 5 or 6. So as long as we average, oh, you guys can't see it. As long as we average like 2 or 3 monsters per page, we'll be good. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Companions are not meant to be there twice. I think lycanthropy, like a lycan, might be like a new. Oh yeah, we don't have like new ancestries. I think ancestries was a stretch goal, wasn't it? Some new ancestries. Yep. Ancestries and black powder weapons. Maybe that could just be under like the optional rules. Yeah, I think that's okay. Maybe we'll have like another page of indices. Yeah, that'll be all right. Okay, cool, guys. All right, so what was next on the docket? What was next on the docket? New rules. Okay, so which of the rules? So what should we design? I've got maybe an hour or so. What should we design? There's a bunch of legendary monsters we could design. If you guys want to pick one of those, we could keep cooking on some of the rules. We can make some companions. We could do dungeoneering. We could look at earth magic. We could take a look at solo rules or bastions or traps and hazards, skill challenges, mounts. We could look at indices, or we can make some secret spells and martial techniques. So which of those do you would you guys like to cook on for the next hour or so? Yeah, thanks. For layout of print stuff, like you kind of have to use InDesign. There is Affinity Publisher, I think it's called. There's another program, but InDesign is sort of the industry standard. Have you had a chance to look at solo play some more? Nope, I haven't really. Mounts and bastions, traps and hazards, companions or strongholds. All right, so we got 3 votes for bastions. Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right, 4 votes for bastions, guys. Let's talk about bastions. Why not? All right, so I think I have some draft bastion rules already. Let's see if we can find them. Okay. I haven't looked at these since we first initially started working on them. Okay, Bastion initial ideas. Cool quest to obtain the Bastion. Yep. Can upgrade it over time. Does each class or each hero have a unique thing? Does a party as a whole choose? I think each class or hero shouldn't have its own unique thing. I think the party as a whole should choose. Because, like, if I'm the Shadowmancer, I want to improve the Shadowmancer part. And if he's the commander, he wants to improve the commander part. Like, a henchman is just like someone who's hired, and a companion is like a friend who chooses to follow you, I guess. Same mechanically thing. The same thing mechanically, rather. Grant perks and other mechanical or story benefits without becoming tedious. 100%. Offer cool choices, not merely static buffs you'll forget about. Yep. Source of cool role-playing downtime moments. Quests to defend the Bastion. Yep. Each hero can choose one thing to focus on during downtime. Each makes a skill check to see how well their activity went. If 2 people decide to do the same thing, they can train together. Both can take the highest roll. I like that. I really like that idea. Some dude? Yeah, I guess you could. Training grounds. Okay, so it's not that the whole party is benefiting from everything. It's that the Bastions provides all of these options, and like each time you save rest there, you can pick one of those options. I think that's cool. Okay, so there's a training ground. Logistics center. Extra carry capacity, that might be fun. Recharge wands, easier or faster. Arcanium. Spell scrolls. Random ones? A danger room? Yeah. Belly, could you clarify what this means? Don't mirror 5e. Don't worry about that. I'm not. I took one look at it. Actually, did I even look at it? I don't know if I even looked at it. But from what I've heard, there's a lot of like bookkeeping. The scope should be bigger. Also look at ideas that world build, creating cool places and spaces that add to the world space. I'm not sure what that means, if you want to clarify. Yeah. teleportation circle or a way to fast travel back to the Bastion. That is cool. That is cool. Because it's not a choice. If it's a choice, every time you safe rest there, you get a cool choice. Ooh, which of these buffs am I going to choose this time? Last time I felt pretty squishy. I think this time I'm going to do training grounds, but I'm not very good at training by myself. Commander, could you train with me so we can make sure that we get a good boost to our defense? Fantastic. That kind of thing. I don't think so. I think that part's gonna be hand waved away. Like whatever services your Bastion offers to the community, like that pays for the upkeep of the Bastion, so that you don't have to worry about, oh, this room costs this much in taxes and upkeep and whatever. I don't want to do this. Like you get paid by adventuring. You don't get paid by sitting in your little office and twiddling away. So Belly says, soup kitchen is a feed the poor theater that educates the masses, hospital that heals the sick. Yeah, you could do that. Let some of them give role-playing narrative to the GM. The bigger than thanks them for the meal. Oh, the beggar then thanks them for the meal. Yeah, town portal. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, your Bastion could attract followers. So Bastion Dion is it's like a cool fort. It's a castle. Hey, there's a castle on the outskirts of town that has been inhabited by ghouls and ghosts, super ghouls and ghosts, for the past 60 years. If you clear them out, then the deed to the castle is yours. Hooray, we cleared it out. We have a castle. It's derelict and dilapidated. Well, let's start improving it. What do we get if we build an armory? Well, you get this if you build an armory. No, you get that if you do this. That kind of thing. Probably I think that would be like on an adventure level thing and not like on a rules level thing. Like a GM could just yes, a GM could do that easily. Okay. Party decides what rooms or amenities it has. Did I spell amenities wrong? Amenities, okay. Maybe they get 3 to start. Maybe you get 3 to start with. Roll for it? I like the idea of them rolling for it. That seems cool. Like you roll for it. Maybe they get to choose 1, or maybe they get to choose 2 and roll for the third one. Roll for the third. I like that. So like starting with 3 means like, so if you start with 1, you don't get a cool choice when you level up or when you safe rest. If you get 2, it's like, what's this? It's this or this. If you have 3, that's like, ooh, that you could sort of play them off each other just a little bit. I do like that. Okay, mechanical boons. All right, so rooms. I think the first one is going to be just have like a dedicated place to have training grounds. Training grounds. Gain. So it could be so on the skill check, if you roll a 1 to 10, let's do it like initiative. 1 to 9, you get +2 defense. If you get a 10 to 19, you get +3 defense. If you roll a 20 plus, you get +4. So enough for it to matter, but not so much to where like, oh, I rolled a 18. Let's keep safe resting here until we roll a 20. Okay, I like that. So that is a basic training grounds, and then maybe the advanced training grounds would give +2, +4, and +6. So I want the role that you make to matter, so that like a mage can't just get like +6 automatically, because that's a very big deal. He needs to have someone else who's like more experienced with like might. You'd make a might check or something. Like maybe each of the rooms would have like 3 tiers, possibly. Mega training grounds. It won't be called this, but so it could be a might or a. Oh, I want to have all of the different skills represented. Does the Bastion have stats? Probably not. I mean, it has these rooms, and the characters have stats. So where is the character sheet? This book is so thin; it's hard to find things. Okay, so we have Arcana. So might or maybe finesse. Might or finesse. So might. Okay, yeah. So maybe like here you can make a might or finesse check. Might or finesse or insight. Yeah, so as you level it up, you unlock, like you're able to use more different abilities. So like the Berserker isn't always like stuck having to like train the dorky mage. +3, +5, and +3, +6, and +8. I like that. Okay, Training Grounds is the first one done. Training Grounds is the first one done. Let's do offensive tactics. I don't know what this is. Offensive tactics, teamwork. Yeah, you definitely could. Possibly. You know, I think all of that is going to be like on the adventure level and not on like the mechanics of the Bastion itself. So these would be for your hero during that outing. So you have been out adventuring. You come home to rest to your Bastion, your castle, and you rest for a week. And what are you guys going to do this time? We're going to do some advanced training in the training grounds. Okay, cool. Both of you, so the wizard and the barbarian, both of you give me a might check. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, the wizard, got 15, but he's got like a -2 for might. But the berserker, he got like a 24. So with that roll, both you guys get +6 defense during this outing. That's cool. Congratulations, you guys. Offensive tactics. Logistics center. 1 to 9. So this logistics center is going to be what? Insight, lore, might, naturecraft, perception, stealth. Maybe influence. Influence, not influence. Yeah, because like if they're better at it than you, then like they're teaching you how to do it. They're training you. But if you don't train for a long time, then it doesn't work. So I should have upgraded. Yeah, you can still change. You can open up your pledge and change it to whatever you like. Nice. Yeah. So like the basic training grounds might be like 100. This would be 1,000. This would be like 5,000, something like that. 369. Okay, there you go. There you go. We're adding some changes to the assess action. What's wrong with assess? Feel free to let me know. Like you have to be a little bit more specific. No, I am not currently evaluating any changes to assess action. I think it's pretty rad. It's something that you want to do sometimes, but it is not something you want to do every round. It's a little bit slow, but it is cool, like role-playing thing and space for creativity. It's something you should do like maybe once per encounter, maybe twice per encounter to get an edge. A war room, yeah, that's cool. Maybe that instead of logistics center. War room. Will you do changes to Commander, Mage, and Zephyr? They are definitely not lackluster, I don't think. Okay, I will check out the feedback at a future date. Not right now. We're still in the cooking phase and not in the tasting phase yet. Yeah, like what was that video game? Fable. I think Fable. Your group uses assess area. That's cool. Cool. Other GMs are like, how can I get my players to do it ever? I don't want to call it an infirmary. I don't want to call it an infirmary. What else would we call it? Treasury. Okay, so a war room. What would the war room give us? 10 to 19, 20 plus. Okay, so we have something for might, finesse, and insight so far. So let's write down. I'd like to have an equal number of things. Arcana, examination, finesse, influence, insight, lore, might, naturecraft, perception, stealth. There we go. Crafting room. Yep. Okay. Wands / spell. Wands or spell scroll stuff. Examination. Could be like healing. Better / faster. More hit dice. Temp HP, like that kind of stuff. Finesse. So we already have a minor use of finesse. But what could finesse give you? Oh yeah, War Room could give you... I do like that. Okay, so the War Room could use... What was it? Assess. What skills is it going to use? Insight. Maybe stealth, because like you can like send out spies and stuff. Spy network. Influence could be with companions. Finesse. What could finesse get us? Might gives us defense stuff. And maybe secondarily, it could be carry capacity. Naturecraft could be like potions and herbs. Perception could be like secondary for the spy network. No. Stealth is going to be for the spy network. Stealth and perception could be. Okay, let's see what other things. Finesse driving carts. Naturecraft for the stables. What would stables do? Potion, special training, teleportation circle. Ooh, okay, so what would we do for teleportation circle? Lore. Teleportation. Would that work for lore? Maybe not. That'd be more of an arcana thing, huh? Wands and spell scrolls. Maybe wands and spell scrolls. Yeah, maybe you would research these. You would use lore to research those. And then secondarily, it would be for wands and spell scrolls. Okay, so examination would be healing. Maybe finesse. Healing. Secondarily for healing, maybe? Because, like, you're a surgeon, like, surgeoning up things. Maybe perception. Perception could be healing. That could be cool. Finesse could get us. Bonus to speed. Could give you a speed bonus. Influence could give you maybe save bonus. Insight could give you spy network. Better assessing, right? Stealth could give you. All right, let's see what ideas you guys have. Finesse is tinkering too. That could probably be used. Yeah, tinkering. Okay. That's not a bad idea. Animal handling and naturecraft is merged in animal handling and naturecraft. Yes. Animal handling, naturecraft, and survival. Those are animal handling, nature, and survival are merged into naturecraft. Okay, let's scroll up and see what you guys. There's an official Italian localization coming, and I'm slowly talking to other groups for other localizations. But right now I'm focused on just delivering what we have, or what I've promised already, before I grab too many more biscuits. Will some monsters have built-in weaknesses to be discovered? Yeah, a lot of them do, but the ones that don't, you could just say, like, hey, yeah, you can get advantage on your next stack, or the next stack that hits crits, or like you can just say, like, oh, you spotted a thing on its underbelly, like you can just give it a weakness. Yeah, Commander is not a solo damage dealer. It is a force multiplier. It helps your allies deal damage up to their maximum potential. So that is what the Commander is. He's not a pushover, but he does better as a force multiplier. ER, yeah, like an ER infirmary sounds kind of boring. So what else could we call it? War Room could be a space to issue side missions to minions, have a table to roll on for outcomes, to their achieve artifact, to the hierarchy messages. Yeah, maybe. Okay, War Room or Spy Network. The Spy Network could accomplish side quests, gather intel. It's like maybe not all of them are going to be like mechanical number, like character sheet things. But some of them might just be like additional like lore things that you want to learn. Research about enemies. What else could Naturecraft do? Beast companions. The hunter, I believe, can assess for free. Every once in a while, there's a thing that you can pick that lets the hunter assess for free. Wild Instinct, once per round. Costs 0 thrill of the hunt charges if you have done. Assess for free and with advantage. You just use your instincts. Yeah, hey Terry. Yeah, so spells that are one action are cantrips, cantrips or reactions or like healing spells. So like minor damage things or like effects that don't like directly impact combat. Those are one action or reactions. Things that cost 2 are like bigger damaging spells. And things that cost 3, so like bigger damaging spells or like AoEs, that kind of thing, they cost 2. Things that are 3 or more are like big damaging AoE and at range. So like in 5e, Fireball is a big AoE damaging thing at range. So in Nimble, if you were to make that, that would be a 3 action spell. But in Nimble, we have Pyroclasm, which is a big AoE damage, but it's within reach. So instead of 3, it costs 2, so that you can move into position and then explode. So that's the thinking of it. So that save the 3 action spells for like a big thing that's at range, like a big AoE, but over there. Like I can do a lot of damage from safety that costs 3 actions. But generally, just tiered spells cost 2 actions. But there are some exceptions if it's like a minor thing or heal or reaction. Apothecary, sanatorium. Okay, yeah. War room could give you advantage on assess, yeah. Finesse, ignore armor from heavy to medium done. Maybe. Nice. War room could use lore, could be. Apothecary, yeah. Apothecary sounds more like an alchemist shop, maybe. Naturecraft for stables, alternatively for map room. Assess essentially does lower the armor for the next attack, in that it increases your odds to hit and to crit. It doubles your chances to hit and crit. Yeah, like beast companions. Finesse. Okay, yeah, so maybe finesse could be like ranged attacks. Bonus to range or something. Yeah, influence could just be like party inspiration, just a reroll. That'd be cool. Just some number of rerolls. You could learn about rumors, yeah. Perception. So what can we do with perception? What could have rumors or journey improvements? Oh, yeah, something to do with journeys, yeah. Okay, yeah, gain a temporary utility spell. Nature has to do with journeys, yeah. How do you spell journeys? Oh, it self-corrected already. Ooh, an observatory. What would an observatory do, Virgil? Hospice, sick house, almshouse, house of healing, healer's house. Maison D. Yep. Yeah. So if yeah, that's true. If you have one action left and you want to cast a big spell, just start casting it, and then start of your next turn, bam. House of Convalescence. Yeah. Like, yeah, you could learn about the enemies that are coming up. Like, what lives over here? We're about to go over in this direction. What kind of enemies are going to be there? Like augury and D&D. Yep. Okay. Oh, we have something. We don't have anything for initiative. That could be something for stealth. If you're sneakier, you might gain more initiative. Insight. Okay, what else do we have on here? Hit points, temp HP, armor, initiative, wounds, size, speed, hit dice, character name. Temporary utility spell, maybe with insight. Perception could train initiative, yeah. Meat smoking room. Yeah, so maybe naturecraft could be like better hunting. Or foraging. Astrology. Observatory. Observatory could have to do with luck or augur information. Language learning training? No. I feel like language is something that you would just know or not know. Luck Observatory feels cool. Yeah, it feels more fantastical. Okay, so we have something for might, for naturecraft, perception, initiative, or assessing. Perception probably doesn't have anything to do with healing, if I'm being honest. Arcana. Yeah, equivalent of a portent roll, yeah. I'm not sure exactly what either of those do, but the name sounds cool. Trophy room, yeah. Trophy room. Start combat with +1 action? Yeah, that's a big deal. So like +10 to initiative is what that means. Might should also buff melee attacks if finesse is buffing range. Yeah, so maybe the training grounds gives like plus to defense, or like +1 to So they could choose, because like a berserker isn't going to care about defense. Yeah, +1, +2, +2. Yeah, because I was thinking about that earlier, but it slipped my mind. Maybe it would be this, you know, +1 and +2, and then like that. I think so, because I don't want to buff offense too much. Why not use buff dice for things like that? For example, the training grounds can give a bonus d6 that can be added once per combat. Yeah, maybe. Crafting, upgrading weapons some way. So this is more like single-use things because it only lasts until the next save rest. So it's not like permanent flat buffs. Permanent flat buffs, I think, are sort of boring. So if I go up to the initial thing, like one of the things is offer cool choices, not merely static buffs that you'll forget about. 20 +1s get super annoying to keep track of. It could. It could. Like if you're doing a Bastion thing, like you want a little bit more grist for the mill. You want a little bit more things to choose from. You know, like someone who's wanting like a super simple campaign maybe wouldn't have Bastion rules. They might not use like resting boons or lodging boons or that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Predetermined luck roll. You roll a certain number to get. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm cooking on a dice pool mechanic thing. Okay, cooking, yeah. Maybe cooking could be finesse. Finesse and naturecraft. That makes sense. +1 advantage on saves. Yeah, maybe. Retro Yuki, hey. Good to see you, man. Okay, so we have observatory, the trophy room. Is a trophy room something you could do, though? Like an observatory, you go there and you observe things. You look at the stars. The training grounds, you go there and train. A trophy room might just be like a passive thing. Can. Yeah, so maybe some of them are passive. Your Sonic AU game too. There you go. You go there and troph. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay, so the observatory is going to be controlled by perception. Perception check. 1 to 9. 1 luck. 10 to 19. 20 plus. Okay. What do we say? Perception or insight? Perception or examination? Whoop. Bonus negotiation. Yeah. Study taxidermied beasts. Okay. Minor facilities that allow classes to complete their special class reset activity. Yeah, maybe. I don't want someone to feel bad like, we don't have a commander in our party. I don't want to build the training grounds. Like if there was like, buy one pizza, get a second pizza free, and a pencil. Like, I don't really need any pencils, so I won't buy the pizza. Even though, like, if it was just buy one pizza, get one pizza free, like, I would totally get that. But if it was like, and this thing that you don't need, like, I don't need a pencil. I see Casino Observatory of Arcana too. Yeah, could be. What does augury do? What kind of magic? I think lore makes more sense. Lore, yeah, maybe lore. we can shuffle some of them around. Yeah, great question, Edward. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, leave a like if you can. Yeah, so the intent the intent philosophy of making the spell change earlier. Okay, so I don't want to make changes just to make changes. I don't want to invalidate people who, like me, already have the books. Okay, so if someone was unaware of this change, or didn't care about it, or didn't get the new books, or didn't look at the errata, playing it as is going to be perfectly fine. That said, could making this small change protect the flavor of a class while also giving the other classes who have necrotic spells a little bit more fun utility and teamwork ability? I think that's cool. It was a bit strange to me to have other classes who don't get minions have access to minions, and like now I as a shepherd have to learn, oh, does this shadow minion work like my pet, or this is another mechanic that's sort of tacked on. It felt like it didn't fit. That's why when someone sort of mentioned it offhandedly, I was like, yeah, you know what, now that someone brings it up, now that someone brings it up, you're right. Like all it needed was someone to casually bring it up to me to say like, yeah, I was thinking that already. So if you completely ignore it, you're not the worst. But if you do, if you are getting the new books, or if you just want to look at the free errata, then I think this is an improvement. I don't want to not make improvements if I can, if it's an improvement. But I feel like this doesn't, this neither invalidates the books that people have currently, and it's an easy enough thing that I think is just upside. I think so. That's what I'm thinking about that. The change, Shadowmancers, the level 5 or the tier 4 necrotic spell, Greater Shadow, is going to be made Shadowmancer only. Maybe it'll just become like an ability, like once per se for us. They could just do this at level 10, and then that spell is being replaced by a new spell that is like super rad. I'm way more excited about that than like whatever it was before. So that's just better. What about a forge? Forge could be cool. Temporary buffs to weapons and armor. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that like the forge is the war room or something. It could be like might and dexterity, might and finesse. Augury basically lets you ask a yes, no, maybe question of the DM in regards to a course of action you're about to take. Isn't that what the Hexbinder does already? I don't think so. Not exactly that. Let's see. They have consult the bones. Once per safer, spend 10 minutes performing a ceremony to obtain information not otherwise available to you on a successful insight check rolled with disadvantage. This would be like similar, yes. Yeah, this definitely would be similar. But like, you know, a party without a hexbinder like would have access to that kind of thing. A party with a hexbinder would have access to more of that kind of thing. Yeah. Anytime I can give the GM a way to give secret information in world to the players and the players be the ones asking for it, like that is just pure gold. Like that's absolutely amazing. Yeah, so that's like the best. Like when the players are actively asking, "Ooh, tell us more lore. Tell us what's gonna happen." Like, "Ooh, I'm so glad you asked." All right, but you should have access to this. But since you rolled so good, you augury this. You can see the future. The players feel special. The GM feels special because like they get to finally tell their stupid lore. Everybody loves it. Okay. Then maybe like the tier 3 one. Two portent rolls. I don't want to give like a bunch. I really don't want to give a whole bunch. Maybe this one would like just like you would just be able to use Arcana, like because someone's gonna have like a bigger Arcana. I feel like 2 is already a lot. I'll think about that. Okay. Yep, 100%. Do you think you can make it so it's a double check, for example, making a spell scroll would be both Arcana plus lore? Perhaps. Perhaps. Arcanium? What is an Arcanium? Rise of Arkham? No, I don't want that. Like a spell scroll. Let's see. Scrivenery. Is it called a scrivenery? Scrivenery refers to the occupational work or practice of scrivener involving professional writing. Where would a scrivener work? Public notary office? No, give me a cool name, a fancy name. Okay. Spell scroll room. If you guys have any cool ideas for the spell scroll room, let me know. And this one is going to be Arcana, obviously. Library, yeah. There you go, library. Library's a good. I mean, I feel dumb. I feel dumb now. One concept considers how the Bastion affects the downtime events you already have listed for safe rests. Does it buff them or make them obsolete? It's just a supplement. Yeah, like you wouldn't have all of them. Ooh, a Mage's Tower, that'd be good, yeah. I don't want to say Mage's Tower. Arcane Tower. 10 to 19. I love that this is random also. I think that feels cool. You like library more? Arcane library? Then we might get Kelsey on this. Yeah, I don't want to summon Kelsey. Scroll room could be a magical ink brewery. Arcane Tower, scroll room. Yeah, maybe the Arcane Tower would be like the observatory. Okay, then we have Arcana or Lore. Two. So the last one could be Arcana, Lore, or what? Finesse, because like you have to write them. That feels pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, and like if there's enough examples, if there's like, 10 different examples, then absolutely. Absolutely. Like players and GMs could come up with their own thing. Ugh. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Let's take it to the spreadsheet, and I'm gonna make a new spreadsheet here. Okay. So primary, secondary. Scrolls and secondary is going to be maybe tertiary. Scrolls, teleporting, and what was the other one? Wands? No, maybe nothing with wands. They already have the observatory, right? Okay. Examination. Examination. Scribe, yeah. Cold. Hey, Matt. Good to see you, man. It's crack of dawn for you there, isn't it? Examination is going to be more hit dice. More hit dice. Yeah, I would like to have each thing. So what are the different ways you can combine two? Okay, let me make a new table. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Oh no, we can't combine all of them like that. I was gonna try to combine like, how many different ways can you combine like 2 of 10 different things? Is that 10 to the second? Is that 100 things? Is that 100 ways? Is that what that is? 9 a.m. Okay. Menagerie, an aviary. Why don't you have 2 per area? What does that mean, CJ? Okay, so we're going to call this the what would we call? Old-timey word for hospital. Leech house, hospice, almshouse, infirmary. Convalescence. Convalescence room, maybe? Convalescence. Convalescent hall. Okay, so the scrolls, the second thing scrolls are going to have, scrolls are going to be Arcana and Lore. So we have Lore down here. So scrolls. Let's zoom in for you guys. Okay, teleportation is probably going to be Lore, right? The observatory, the first one is going to be what? Perception. Yeah, perception. Second, okay, we have 1, 2, 3 scrolls. So the third thing for scrolls is going to be finesse. Yeah, because you have to write the scrolls. You have to do that. Okay, so finesse is going to have speed, ranged, damage, right? We'll just call it a range, like practice range. Or target range, I don't know. I think that's going to be first then. Practice range here. That practice range is going to be a second to perception, maybe. And bonus to speed could be stealth. Bonus to speed. Okay, defense. I don't know who's going to have bonus to speed. Okay. Examination. Maybe not all of them are going to have like 1, 2, and 3. Practice range is going to give you more range. Maybe not more range, maybe more... maybe more damage. Maybe more damage, maybe a reroll. Rerolls, because like yeah, you wouldn't miss that as much if you practiced. Insight, perception, yeah, okay, so we have first and second. Stealth, okay. So stealth, gather intel, and insight. That's going to be insight's number 2 thing, I think. And then insight is going to be assessing. Maybe that'll be nature crafts number 2 thing. Perception, and that'll be perception's 3rd thing. Then initiative. Finesse, stealth. Influence, save, bonus. I think influence would be like, companions. Like, I want to be careful because like some tables might not have used companions at all. Might. Carrying capacity. Lower. Research. We'll call that gather intel. Then we have influence. I do like having inspiration. Sort of like the Bardy thing, right? Influence, save bonus. Might, defense, carry capacity, melee. Melee attacks. And stealth is going to be initiative. Yeah, okay, so examination needs one more thing. Portent, so that's the observatory. What else could examination be good at? Special training. Examination. Chirurgian? Fleshright? Yeah. Ugh. Maybe this could be potions, herbs. Make sure you have the right, you have the correct mushrooms and whatnot. some type of assess boon. Yeah, examination, assess. Yeah, that's true. We have assess. So already have 3 assesses: influence, naturecraft, and perception. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. And people, of course, can come up with their own. As they wish, but having 30 different little knobs to twist. Yeah. All right, what do you guys think of that? Are we cooking? Or are we cooking? Examination CSI lab. Some type of assess boon. Yeah, we have assess. Bastion room add-on. Cheat stash. The room has hidden stashes. GG side treasure. Rooster aviary is great. Dining hall could do influence. Yeah, so yeah, we might not use all of these. We might use different ones. I'm not sure. But yeah, dining hall would be cool. Ballroom would be great. We'd influence gossip. Yep, that's true. That's true. One second, guys. We're back. Gathering intel fits more with influence than insight. Insight, gathering intel, influence. Probably. Maybe that. Okay, something like that. Oh, you guys can't see. Bridgerton. I like the ballroom idea a lot. Yeah, maybe the room. Maybe it's not going to be like a tavern attached to your thing. Maybe it'll be like a tavern or ballroom or like whatever. Like it'll be a class of rooms, and you can pick. It'll be an espionage network or a war room or a research hall or like something, and then you can. This could be ranged weapons. Yeah, we have ranged in here. Practice range. Meeting space. Okay, so let's start solidifying this into something. I like the arcane tower library / schoolroom. Yeah, and I think maybe it'll be that. I like the idea that like you can add more skills, like it opens up for more skills as you go. So like if you don't really have a good arcana person, then yeah, like your lore person can go, or you can upgrade it too, and like your cheat can just start like if your tools are so good, if your room is so good, you could just start forging scrolls and they just happen to work. That feels fun. Trading grounds. Maybe it won't be a choice. Maybe it's just you just get it. Because like your choice is like where to like work and not like. I'm trying to save time by copying and pasting, but it's making it take longer. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, that's cool. So I would basically say like if you have a Bastion, the heroes like and you want to keep things balanced, treat the heroes as if they were one level higher. That's basically what the math would do. An arsenal, yeah, training grounds. Training grounds / arsenal. Might, finesse, or insight. Is that what we decided for insight? Save bonus. No, I think insight works for it too. Defense. Come on. Do what I want. Shift tab. Shift tab. Okay, so the war room now. What were we calling the war room a second ago that I said? The war room could be, and I said something and I forgot what it was. Arsenal. What did I say the war room was going to be? I don't remember. So extra carry capacity. So this is insight and stealth. Infirmary. Okay. So this one is going to be examination. Okay. So then it would be examination and what? Maybe lore. This could be a good use for lore. If it's like, maybe it's an infirmary, like hospital. Maybe it's just like a sacred, place to rest, convalesce, and to be blessed. Maybe that could be it. And you could use your lore or influence even. Lore, would lore work? Might. History of history, civilizations, and religions. Yeah, lore would work. Plus. I think we need to lower it just a bit. An examination, lore, and maybe influence. Like if your prayers are influencing, or arcana, maybe. We don't have this on our chart. All right, so here's this. We have examination and lore. So scrolls. Maybe I just have to be okay with it not being symmetrically imperfect. The problem is I keep forgetting the last thing I just said. So what was the no examination? Like you're doing examinations on people's problems. Lore, you're like, appealing to religion or whatever. And then the last one, maybe influence. So yeah, so this is going to be +1 temp max hit die. So like normally if you're level 5, you'd have 5 hit dice and you could spend them while you're out adventuring. But if you spend time at the Sacred Shrine or at the Infirmary, you have 6 hit dice. And then next time you save rest, it goes back down. So this is a temporary thing. Does that make sense? Influence lore. Yeah, because like maybe you're praying or like you're begging the doctor to come help me, doc. Look at me more closely. One hit die. 1, 2, 3. Plus 10 HP. I think 3 hit dice is probably the most I want to. Speed up healing wounds. I mean, you could just narrate past that, honestly. Like, I don't know that that's a big deal. And I still do want them, like, taking more time. So I think it's not going to be that. Okay, so we have an infirmary. What did we say the war room was going to do again? Sometimes copying and pasting makes it take longer. Oh, War Room was the assess one. Yeah. The War Room will be like scouting out past locations, spying, planning attacks. Yeah. What was the other thing that we called it? Map. Divination Tower. I think that would be like the observatory kind of thing. Looking at the stars to see what the stars tell you. Different key skills. Yeah, that's fine. But also, like your skills are not strictly tied to your stats, and you could just move points around too. So there's nothing to stop like a berserker from getting high intelligence on like a lot of skill points in like an intelligence skill. It's not just like tied to your proficiency bonus. Messenger pigeon room, perhaps. So stealth. Spy network. Messenger pigeon room. Was this the trophy room? Insight, stealth, lore. So I would like the war room to give quartermaster. Maybe he'd be like a quartermaster. Quartermaster isn't a room though. Logistics hall. I don't know. I feel like carry capacity isn't something that you would like want to be changing much. A resupply point, schedule merchant to a location. Yeah. Okay, so we have observatory. Okay, what else could the observatory do? No, no money, CJ. Talked about that earlier. Okay. Maybe you could look past. You could look at the past or near future, like scry. That'd be cool. Like you upgrade it, and you could just do cool stuff. Help see navigation ahead of time. It's more like a mystical observatory. See navigation. Just get a compass. Okay, I'm really happy with those so far. All right, let's do one for nature craft. This is going to be herbalist. Herbology reserve, like where would you keep things that you've stored? Or herb garden? Yeah. Herbalist lab. Hey, Drayon. Seed bank? Yeah. Yeah, Jeff, hey, that's what we're working on right now. Slab. Alchemist. Botanarium, that's a good one. Yeah, greenhouse, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, 1 to 9. Nothing. Uh, 2d4 plus 4. Okay, so this is going to be Naturecraft. And then next time it levels up, it's going to be Naturecraft or what was it? Potions and herbs, Examination? Oh, yeah, maybe an examination. Witchcraft examination. One healing salve, 2 healing salves. Two greater healing salves. Okay, and then Naturecraft Examination. What's the next skill this is going to use? Maybe lore? I feel like lore is getting a lot. I mean, lore is great, but what is the other? I think each place doing a discrete thing, Jeff, is sort of what we're going for. Arcana, skills down the left and facilities across the top, and give each skill 2 or 3. Yeah, I never know what to put on which of the things. So say that again. Say that again, Abuji. Skills down the left. There, we got that. Copy, paste. Facilities across the top. Observatory. Library. Yeah, that's probably the way we need to do it. Thank you for the assist. Library. Arsenal. By network. Sacred Shrine. We'll just make them all go. Alchemy. So I feel like the spy network is different than the war room. Great Hall. That could be for rumors. Okay, so observatory has to do with luck / scrying. Library has to do with spell scrolls. Arsenal is defense and melee attack. War room is assess. Sacred Shrine is hit die and temp HP. Alchemy is potions. Great Hall is like rumors and things, maybe? Tavern. Spy Network would do side quests and intel. I feel like that's what they would be doing. Then we have something with inspiration. Inspiration is luck, right? Assessing companions, something with companions. Companions. We have something for initiative and ranged attacks. Teleport. Teleport, scrolls, teleport observatory, potions, okay. Practice range, bonus to speed. Initiative / speed. Gather intel, companions, inspiration, defense melee, save bonus, assess. We don't have anything for saves yet. Teleport scrolls, gather intel, melee attacks, carry capacity, defense. Okay, I think we have everything here. So Arcana. Man, I finished it now. I don't want to. Yeah, music or stage, yeah. Could library also be research? It could. Okay, so the observatory. Perception. Let's say perception and Arcana. There we go. Library. Arcana and lore. Yeah, making scrolls. I feel like we need 3 each. Perception. Perception. Examination. And Arcana. Then this is Arcana, lore, and finesse. Yeah, I like the idea of a cheat, the cheat coming in just like forging a bunch of things. I think that's funny. Okay, arsenal, defense, might, finesse, and insight. War room. This is going to be insight, maybe examination, since you looked at the map and stuff. And lore. So I think maybe each one doesn't have to have like 1, 2, and 3 X's. Maybe each one, each row could just like, as long as it has the proper number of X's. That might be okay. Sacred Shrine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Three. 1. Alchemy. 1, 2, 3. Naturecraft. Examination. And maybe Arcana. Maybe. Maybe Finesse. Great Hall. Be 3 for Rumors, 2 for Insight, then 1 for Stealth. Spy Network is going to be 3 for Stealth. Two for Finesse, maybe 1 for Influence. Companions is going to be Influence, Might, Influence, Might, Naturecraft for like beasts and things. Initiative Speed is going to be Finesse, Perception, Stealth. Range attacks, Finesse, Perception. Yeah, it feels the same. Finesse, Perception, Insight, maybe? Teleport. Let's say Arcana, Lore, Naturecraft, Saves. Let's say that is going to be Finesse, Influence, and Finesse, Influence, and Might. Yeah, just being strong will do a lot to it. Okay, so let's count up the sum. Let's see if this is helpful at all. Okay, we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Insight is 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Naturecraft 3, 4, 5. Perception 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Stealth 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're not far off, but Finesse got a lot. So Finesse should maybe have 2 here and 3 here. That would bump this up to 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would bump this one down a bit. Initiative and speed. Let's say X. XX. Would bump this up to 7. That would bump this down to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Do they need to be equal? I don't know that they need to be equal. Yeah, change the X to numbers. You don't have to count each time. Yeah. So the numbers aren't really so like having 3 isn't like 3 times as good. It really should just be like, a 1. So I should, instead of summing them, I should probably just count how many ticks each has. That might be like a more accurate way to look at it. Like, if you have it or not is what matters, because you don't get a bonus for having like more ticks. Total. Okay, so we have, how many times is this used? I'm gonna have to zoom out just a bit, you guys. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 things here. Saves you time to recalculate, yeah. Let the text determine when you get it first. Yeah, it does. It does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like this, it says 10, but like really there's like influence affects 5 of the buildings. You know, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the finesse surprisingly has the most. It feels perfect for library, for scrolls and arsenal. Feels perfect for that. Maybe not with potions. Where could we move potions? Maybe we could move potions to Arcana, since Arcana is low. Okay, so we'll move that. Spy network for finesse, range attacks. No, all right, so we'll get rid of spy network. And we'll put that on maybe perception, because they have to see what they're doing, right? They have to see what they're doing. You need sums and count A functions for this. I don't know how to do that, so it'd take me longer to do that than to just like scooch things around a little bit. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have a 4. So I'm not aiming for it to be perfectly even and flat, but to have some level of parity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we go from 7 to 5, which feels better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 3 here. We have 4 here. Yeah, so 3, 4, 5. All of that feels fine. Maybe we can bump these 5s down to 1 more. Okay, so finesse. Finesse has to do with saves. Maybe saves could do with naturecraft or stealth or might. Oh, we already have might. Naturecraft or stealth with saves. Yeah, naturecraft has to do with survival. There you go. Saves. Bam. Okay, so this goes up to 4. Finesse goes down to 4. Now this one, influence. Sacred Shrine, that feels right. Great Hall, absolutely. Spy Network, yes. Companions. Companions feels right. Saves. Because you want to influence people. Stealth. Can we add stealth to any of these things? Observing, luck, spell scrolls, defense, war room, sacred shrine, alchemy, companions, range attack, teleport, saves. Yeah, maybe saves you could maybe you can add here. And then might. Can we add might to any of these? Sacred Shrine, War Room. Would a stronger person? It wouldn't help with these. It might help with a War Room. Like just the more war experience you have, the better for that. You're better at sizing up your enemies. All right, so we have 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Saves here. Can we eliminate influence from one of these? Yeah, influence from saves. Bam. Okay, so they all have 4. We did it. Oh, we did it. Oh. Okay, so at least the total, the numbers is, the count A is correct for all of them. Cool. Golden acorn, yeah, maybe. Mushroom garden, dual purpose food for mages being tuned with universe man. War room has too many. I think that's okay. You know, some of them do have 3 or 4. Is war room the only one that has that? I think that's probably fine. That's probably fine. They're using different means to assess. Everything else has 3. Oh, that's interesting. After night's sleep, this may feel overcooked as well. I don't think so. Like, this is pretty simple. It's fairly simple. I just want to make sure like it's spread out evenly. So like this is the balanced stuff that you guys just don't see a lot of times. It's like all of this is definitely not going into all of this is not going into the this is not going into the rules itself. This is just for me, the framework. So like you guys don't see like all the spreadsheets and numbers and like there's everything. And if I unhide all columns, like you'll see that this spreadsheet goes off to HB. So like just column after column after column after column after column after column after column of things, and then like, you know, numbers and like, so there's a lot of stuff that goes into the back end of making things feel balanced and correct. So just because we're doing this doesn't mean like, oh, the end result is going to be complicated. You put the work in ahead of time so that the end result is not complicated. So like the heroes, they go in and maybe they'll roll 2. Maybe they'll roll a d20. Oh, cool! We got a war room. I wonder what that does. Like there's a war room already inside this bastion that we took over. Cool. And then like, oh, and here's this empty room. You could put whatever you want inside of it. Pick one of these rooms, and you can build it. And then as they level up, they can just leave it like that. You know, every once in a while they can assess for free or whatever. They get like 1 or 2 free defense, and like they just never worry about it anymore. You know, or they could like spend all their gold leveling up their bastion, and it could be involved in the story. And like this is an additional optional rule for people who want it. So I'm not worried at all about this being overcomplicated. Like the mechanics themselves, like you make a skill check. So like we're using already existing mechanics. We're just trying to make sure that it is well balanced. Yeah, I'll always tell my son like, hey, Sam, you know what Dad does, you know, to make games? Like what? A lot of math. He's like, ah. Oh. Or sometimes he's like, oh, really? That's cool. So yeah, it is good to tell the kiddos that. All right, so we have the observatory. Let's go up and make sure that we have everything correct. So we have perception, then examination, and then arcana. So that one's good. The library, we have arcana, lore, and finesse. Yep. Trading grounds, our arsenal. We have might and finesse and insight. Yep. War room, we have insight, lore, might and examination. We get to assess with our muscles. You know, really, like you're it's sort of muscle memory. Like you're able to. CJ Levy, that spreadsheet with all the math would not be helpful to anybody but me. I've made all the useful spreadsheets available in the if I had it the creator's kit. So like all of that, here it is. Like all of the all the useful stuff is pretty much in there. Yeah. Okay, so next we have War Room, Sacred Shrine, Infirmary, Sacred Shrine, Examination, Influence, and Lore. Then we have the Alchemy, Herbalist's Lab, Botanarium, Greenhouse. We have Naturecraft, Examination, and Arcana. trophy room. So we'll say this is a great hall. And this is going to give us rumors. So influence. I feel like this would give us rumors or inspiration. 1 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 plus. Okay, so that would be influence. Influence and then influence and insight. And then stealth. You could seed a rumor into society maybe with this. Get the word out. For YouTube videos, kind of like the dungeon dudes, for the random spells / cantrips, is there going to be a table to roll for? Yeah, I'll have a table. Would it might make more sense in Great Hall rather than War Room? Or maybe I won't have a table. Maybe the GM could just flip and point, or pick one that they've never used. Might in the Great Hall? I don't think so. Yeah, the I know a guy. Influence, insight, and stealth. Seed a rumor. I don't know. We'll come back to that. Spy network. Yeah. What else would a spy network would be? Spy network. Job board. I don't know. Stealth. 10 to 19. Okay, it's going to be stealth first, and then it's going to be perception. And then it's going to be influence. I think influence and perception. Okay, so copy, paste. Yeah, I think it's a good place to start. Yeah, that would be funny. Maybe we should do that. It feels magical, but I don't know what it does. Use clocks from Blaze in the Dark and other systems. I've heard of it. I don't really know exactly what it is. If I'm being honest, I feel like it might be too late for me to ask. I have Blaze in the Dark up here somewhere. One of these books is Blaze in the Dark. So the Spy Network is like doing things. The Great Hall is like information, I think. So what I want to do right now is have a good alpha. Put it out there, get feedback. And then like the sharp corners will get filed off and the cracks will get filled in. But having an alpha is better than not having an alpha. Abushi. All right, so what's next? Spy Network, side quest intel, rumors, companions, trophy room. I think it probably shouldn't be passive. This is going to be influence. Okay, it's going to be influence and might. Yeah, because you're stronger. You have better trophies, bigger muscles. Might, and then what was the last? Naturecraft. Two, three. I think maybe it should just be 2, 3, 2, 4, 6. And then 3, 5, 7. Maybe that's it. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, we'll do up to level 9. I don't know if companions are even going to work that way, but initiative speed. Where would you train your initiative speed? Obstacle course? This is going to be perception, stealth, and finesse. Perception. Okay. Perception. What was it? Perception, something, something. Stealth and finesse. Obstacle course? Like, obstacle course feels correct, but kind of lame. Training room? Yeah. On the track. Obstacle course? Yeah. If I did a switch back where the free errata, it's not up yet. Once all the books are done, then I will know all the changes. I'll put them together. Clocks are just quickly drawn segmented progress bars. But when do you tick a clock down? Yep, improving your reflexes. Exactly. Ranged attacks. Target range. This is going to be what? Finesse. Finesse plus. $10 to $19. Okay, so we have ranged attacks. +1 range, +1 range, +1 damage. Okay, and this is going to be finesse and something else. Finesse and perception. And then finally, we have perception or insight. +1 range, +2, +2, +3, +3. That feels like a decent bonus, but like not overwhelmingly so. Like, ooh, would I rather have +4 initiative and +2 speed? Or range? Or would I like go to a companion? I think this one is probably going to change. Like this one just feels really fun. Depending. This this one, like Spy Network and Great Hall feel a little bit samey. So I want to think about how I could distinguish them. Herbalist, this one just feels like solid. Like free healing potions is just amazing. This one is good too. This one might be too good, actually. So like this is less healing overall, but this can be used in an emergency. No, the other way around. So this is more healing, but has to be used like when you're not in danger. This is less healing, but can be used in an emergency. There we go. That's what I meant. This is a more powerful sorcery speed spell. This is a weaker instant speed spell. War Room, cool. This one, cool. Probably too strong. Probably too strong. Probably too strong. We'll have to think about that. This one feels like the most fun. And then yeah, okay. I'm really liking all of these, and none of them feel like too like you're not gonna have access to all of these. You'll have access to like 3, and then like you can upgrade those or build another one, but it'll cost money. And 2 strong grounds. Defense should be +1, +2, +3 for the first level. So I want for the training grounds. Yeah, maybe. No, I think 1 to 9 should be nothing. Because that's sort of what we're doing. And then +2 and +3, yeah. That feels better. Then +2, +4, +6. Because like, 1 defense doesn't really move the needle much. But now +2, 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 9. That feels good. And this should be 1. This should be 2, and this should be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, yeah. We don't want to like go too crazy with OP stuff. Like the defense alone is already a big deal. But the 1 saving grace, like defense can only be broken so much because you only defend once per round. So like it doesn't really matter if you have 50 defense. Like you block 1 big attack. But like it's not like AC going from like 21 to 22 AC. Like, all right, before like pretty much nothing can hit you, but now like nothing can hit you. It's like one more AC is like stupidly good. But like 1 more defense is like it's better, but it's not like insanely better. I don't want to change dice. Yeah, I don't want to change dice because that's yeah. It'll be confusing. And some people might not want the bigger dice because they want the D4 so they can crit and this and this and this. Okay. So we have the target range. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Let's see, what was this? Let's just say, yeah, let's keep the first one like kind of basic. Does anything increase the spell damage? Yeah, if it's a ranged spell, if it's a melee spell, if it's like then this one. If it's a ranged spell, then the target range would do that. Okay, let's keep going. We have teleport circle. And this is going to be what? Lore? I feel like this would be Arcana. Arcana first. Then Arcana / lore. Then Arcana, lore, or Naturecraft. Okay, what could this do? This might need to be more broad than just teleportation circle. What do we think about this? How fast it takes to use? It could be like a button, yeah. Divide up the effectiveness or distance of the teleport circle. Do you really want to allow a teleport across the planet without the GM say so at all? Teleport can also cause damage. I don't want it to cause damage. So I think teleporting to places could obviate journeying and the danger and all this sort of stuff. But teleporting back home, it's basically like retreating. So teleporting to a place you've already been, like, oh no, we're all gonna die. I push the button and we teleport back home. That might be okay. Like, it might be dangerous. I think it's okay enough to ship an alpha of it. I think it's okay enough to ship an alpha of it. How do we scale this? I don't know. We'll see. Instead of 1 minute, costs 1 action. Teleport. Teleport to a place you've been. Maybe that. So this is faster. Maybe this is instant. It's guessing time. Yeah, so maybe it's like teleport to a safe place up to X distance away. To like a way gate, yeah. Teleport to a chosen place. Two uses. No, one use. Okay, so I think teleporting back to the Bastion is just okay. Maybe it isn't. But we'll see. Teleport to Bastion or one or another. Or another chosen. That's not how you spell chosen. Huh, transpose the CNS. Yeah, this one I'm gonna think about. I'm gonna think about this. Could interact with the generating rules, provide some kind of mapping assistance. Yeah, I'm not like a Waygate who said someone mentioned one at a time. Organic synthetic living / non-living buildup. Like maybe lower rolls could let you warp loot home. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you could warp loot home. That's a cool idea. I thought I saw someone mention like a Breath of the Wild type of like tower thing, but maybe I was hallucinating that. Saved locations you've been to previously. 1 at stage 1, 2 at stage 2. Teleport back to Bastion as a base benefit. It's like as you get higher in level, like you don't really want to be messing around with, like overland travel. Like that's one of the benefits of becoming higher level, of like not having to deal with that. Hey, Dark Magic, new to Nimble. If I already bought the old PDFs, will those invalidate when the new Kickstart comes out? No, they'll still be good. You'll get free errata, and the core rules and GM guide will be updated for you for free. So if you have that, you can just keep playing. Nothing's being invalidated. Things are being tweaked a bit and updated and fixed, but nothing at all is being invalidated. You can have just as much fun with your initial things as you have already. Its connections to other teleportation circles. Yeah, maybe. So like we can leave it up to the GM a little bit. Or another chosen. Maybe that we'll open this up to some commentary from people. Yeah. And if you have pre-ordered or backed the Kickstarter, then you'll have access to the new stuff already, the new stuff that's available. So you can see that already. Get an item that can teleport back to the circle, change how long it takes and how many you get per. Maybe they get an item that can teleport back to the circle. Teleport items back. I do like the idea of like teleporting items back to the circle. To like basically like it increases your carry capacity. Like these little scavengers can scavenge more loot. We'll see. Okay, so what's next after that? Teleport saves. Okay, what could help us with our saves? What kind of room? What kind of room? I don't know. Training grounds again? This is going to be Naturecraft. So if it's a Naturecraft thing, that helps you with your saves. Survivalists Training Grounds, maybe? Music stage play. Yeah, we have like a tavern kind of thing already. Ballroom, Naturecraft. 1 to 9. 10 to 19. 20 plus. Get advantage on one save. Yeah, so you just get like a legendary resistance, maybe. I think that's okay. Copy, paste, 2 saves. Okay, I think that's probably good. Maybe not. I don't know. I think that's good enough to be a like a basic like that's a good number of rooms that we have. So how does this work? when a party roll twice to see what rooms has and skill check and It's easy enough. Like so that like this text is the Bastion rules. I think that's pretty good. I think we can add this. Okay. I think we've done it. We have an alpha. We have an alpha for the Bastion rules. What do you guys think? I think we're in a good spot. Would it be difficult to track all of this as a DM or player? If you had to roll on all of them, yes. Or if they had all of them built right away, yes. Just like if you started as like a level 9 hero, there'd be a lot to track. But if you start at level 1 and you sort of build up slowly, then no, I don't think so. Each time they say for us, they get to pick one thing. They roll a die. Let's just see how it feels. Let's see how it feels. Let's say we have 4 heroes. We got 4 heroes. We got this guy, this guy, this guy, and that guy. We have 4 heroes. All right. So she got beat up real bad last time. So she says, "Hey, Smork the Orc, can you train with me?" Yeah, okay. So they roll their dice on the training grounds. And they have a 7 and a 13. So that probably would not be quite enough for a 20, but that would definitely be enough for like the mid tier thing. So let's see, training grounds. So both you guys mark +2 defense and +1 to your melee attacks during this outing. Cool. All right, this guy, he's got a bow or a staff or something. Hey, let's call it a bow. I want to train in the. Actually, let's I love the stars. Let's look at the observatory. 15. All right. And with his +5, with his +5 perception, he's going to get to roll 2 portent rolls, and he's going to augury something. That's pretty sweet. No, he'd probably only be level 1. He'd add a level 1 thing. He'd make 2 portent rolls. Cool. At any point during this adventure, he can replace a roll with a 2 and another roll with a 12. That's pretty sweet. And then this guy, this creepy little dude, let's say that he's going to be working, of course, in the library. So he's going to make a skill check. He got a 2. Sorry, bud. You don't get anything this time. And they go off on their adventure. Like it took like a minute maybe to do that. In each this guy, he's got nothing to track. And the other guy, he can replace a couple of rolls with something if he wants to. He doesn't have to. And these guys, they get like a little bit of defense. So is it more? Yes, but if someone wants Bastion rules, like they're asking for more. Like give me some more knobs and levers, and give me something more to work with. And that's what people want when they're talking about Bastion rules. So there you go. All right, cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's it for now, guys. We've been streaming. I can see you missing your stats after you rest. I mean, like, if someone does that, like, if someone wants to cheat, like, you can. But like, I would probably, like, on my sheet, the little shield, the little shield that you put like your defense in. Like if it was normally 7, I would leave the 7 there, and I would just mark like +2, just so that you don't like erase it. Oh, I have 9 permanently. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. But if for the tables that don't want it, then they definitely don't have to use it. But people were clamoring for Bastion rules that are easy to use. And fun and flavorful and that kind of stuff. It is just alpha. Maybe the whole thing will change, but I think it's going to be something similar to this, where you have some cool choices to make every time you rest. So like you look forward to safe resting, and you can upgrade. You can spend your gold, and you can do some fun stuff. And with this framework, you can make your own rooms that do other fun things. Thank you, Random. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I think we'll end it there. We've been streaming for 3.5 hours. It's important to keep in mind all these rules are optional. Yeah, yeah. It's not the core rules. Core rules is still just like a super duper slim, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And even most of that you don't even have to read. Absolutely. Companions next, yeah. So maybe we'll do some companions next. That'll be a good place to start. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Appreciate it.